Hello, all. Welcome back to Passion Fruit. Today we have a very special guest here. Hi, my name is Lavanya and I'm representing Passion Fruit today. May I know your name and which school do you go to?
My name is Harshini. I go to Heritage High School.
Oh, nice. So, Harshini, the reason why we have you here today is to talk more about your interest and which got our attention. So, we just want to know. I heard from your parents that you are doing something related to FFA. So, I
Mhm.
want to know what is FFA.
Okay, so FFA, it stands for Future Farmers of America.
Okay.
I think the name is a little bit like confusing to most people because it's not just about like farmers and farming. It's kind of like the whole agriculture like industry.
Okay.
So we do like it's you know what BP is?
Mhm.
It's kind of like that, similar. So we do like different events and stuff. So ours is more about like it's more animal based, more like science. So there's like veterinary events.
Okay.
There are different animal events. There's plant events too. So if you're into like forestry or horticulture, you can also do that. So
Nice.
it's very like a vague kind of thing. There's a lot of different parts to it.
So that's very interesting, right? So you really want to promote agriculture for the next generation, if I am
Mhm.
understanding it right. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
that's
Okay. So, and is the purpose of this particular organization to only catered for the kids or is it catered for anybody else?
so for FFA, it's more of just a high school thing.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say it's catered more towards kids.
So that they are educated well enough on what goes in the farming and what
Mhm.
needs to be done for the agriculture. Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay, good, good, good. So, and you said like it stands for Future Farmers of
America.
America. Okay, sorry, my accent is little heavy. So, as part of FFA, what are the things which you do? Like, what are the events which happen, and what exactly do you do at Heritage High School for this?
So there's a lot of events. Like I
Okay,
don't think I could list out every single one of them,
just a few
but
examples.
it's kind of split into different groups. So
Okay,
there's LDEs, which are leadership events.
okay.
So those include like taking like a quiz. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a quiz about like agriculture facts, like events that have happened throughout the years. And there's other events like creed speaking. So we have a creed and then you kind of recite it out. There's different languages for that too. We actually had a girl that placed first for it.
Oh,
So yeah, it's really
what is
interesting.
that?
It's
Oh,
creed speaking. So we have a creed for FFA.
okay,
And so we just have to recite the creed out.
okay.
So you can do it in Spanish as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she ended up getting first in our
Oh, really?
district. So yeah.
Do you think you can give us an example of what that Crete speaking looks like?
I've never done it, so I don't know,
Okay,
but
no, no worries.
yeah.
No worries. So, how did this FFA interest you? Why did you want to be part of it? Like, what interest you in it?
So for me, since I want to go into like veterinary field,
Mm-hmm.
so what interested me was the vet event for FFA. But I actually ended up so there's still two other parts to like the events.
Okay.
So I ended up my first year, which was last year, doing FFA. I did a CDE. So that one was poultry. So we did like poultry judging and evaluation. So we would like evaluate chickens and like judge them and stuff like that.
Evaluate chickens.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It
Okay.
was kind of a like a random choice, but
Okay.
when we went into it, it was pretty fun.
Yeah. So, what do you evaluate and what is the basis for evaluation?
So there's different ways we evaluate like everything poultry. So we do like live chickens, chicken carcasses, different like processed meats, like chicken wings and stuff like that. We
Ah,
also evaluate like the eggs
okay.
to see like grading because you know
Oh,
how
nice.
yeah at like grocery stores
Nice.
they grade like USDA grades like double A, B, and
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
that's what we do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you are pretty much like educated on what is
Hmm.
labeled in groceries and they don't want to mess with you, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes. Good, good, good. So, and let me ask you, like, other than just being the part of like, pursuing the veterinarian studies going forward, like, what is so interesting for you for the animals? Like, why do you want to like study that?
For me, it's just something I've always really like loved animals since I was younger. I don't
Yeah.
know, something about them. It's just like I just wanted to learn more. Like,
Yeah,
it's interesting how there's a lot of things that are similar between animals and us. Like, especially in the medical field, there's a lot of things that you can use on animals that you can use on people too,
right.
which I learned about through showing a pig. So I found out that there's like some medications like Pepto, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
you can use that on pigs to help them with their like digestive system. You
Really?
can use Neosporin, which is like an antiseptic. You can use that on pigs too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's really interesting. There's a lot that's like it goes together. So that's interesting. It's also like there's a lot that are different between animals that I think is also really cool learning about all that.
Oh, you're educating me actually.
Yeah,
I didn't know
that's why
that.
I love like learning about that kind of stuff.
So, what's your favorite animal?
My favorite, I can't really choose between them. I
Yeah.
have like a couple. I'm interested in learning about like snakes. That's one of my favorite animals. I know it's like very scary for most people, but something about
It
them, I just,
creeps me out.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm sorry to say
No,
that.
it's
I
okay.
feel
It's
sorry for them, but
yeah.
you know.
A lot of people, it's like a big fear for them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes, there's a
makes sense.
severe fear for reptiles
Mhm.
for me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stand lizards, I can't stand.
Mhm.
And I think it's very common in any of the Asians, if I'm
Yeah,
not wrong. Right?
there's a big stigma around
Yes,
reptiles.
yes. So now I've heard like you adopted a pig and then, is that right?
I wouldn't say adopted, but yeah, it's kind of the same thing.
Same thing. So what do you do with that? Like, what is your routine looks like for taking care of the pig? What's his name? And can you give me more details,
Yeah.
please?
So I have a spotted pig right now. His name is Arthur.
Okay.
So for us, we'd have to go to the barn 2 times a day, every day,
Okay.
even on weekends, holidays, everything, because we're the only ones feeding those pigs. So we feed them once in the morning, once in the evening, and usually we have to walk our pigs because that's how we show them off.
Mm,
So the whole idea is that we're raising market pigs, so we have to raise them, teach them how to walk and all of that stuff, and then we show them at like a livestock show, and there's judges in the like show, and so they'll like judge and see if your pig is good to make sale.
okay.
It's a long process,
It
but
is,
yeah,
right?
it's a little bit confusing. So making sale is basically if your pig looks good and and the judges pick your pig, that pig will be auctioned off, so people can bid on that pig and buy it from you.
Mm,
So that's basically how it is. So that's
okay.
what we're raising pigs to hopefully make sale and get the
Oh, nice. So, so Harshini, tell me about this. So you're saying like you have to walk the pig, right?
yeah.
It almost felt like it's walking a dog or like,
Yeah,
like
basically.
training a dog or training a cat or something of that
It's
sort.
very similar.
Very similar? Oh, so very interesting. So,
Yeah.
and you go twice
Yeah,
in a day?
usually I go 3 times because
Nice. And how
yeah.
far is your farm from here?
It's like 13 minutes away. It's pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you have to feed them in the morning, and you said you have to feed them in the evening too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know what they eat? Do you have
Yeah.
learned all of these things?
Yeah.
So basically, you are so ready to start your own business then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, I could, yeah.
Yeah. So other than pig, do you take care of any other animals in the farm, or is it just pig?
It's just a pig because
Okay.
it gets pretty expensive. There's lots of people that do multiple animals.
Yeah.
But it was my first year doing an animal, so I was like, just one is good for me.
Nice. Apart from like, walking and feeding, what are the other activities they're involved in taking care of the pig?
So since I have like a dark pig, so he's got like black spots on him.
Okay.
I usually have to tan him, especially because it's cold outside. Yeah, it's really funny, but it's to make them look better for the judges, so they look like nice and like dark, and they look like shiny and good.
Oh, you're basically developing a product.
Yeah.
Okay. But don't you feel sad, like, you're making an animal a product?
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things I think is
Yeah.
like knowing that they're kind of raising them as a product is a little sad, but
Yeah.
It's just a part of the like livestock
cycle.
industry. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes.
just how it goes.
True. Like if we start saving everything, then we are doomed.
Mhm.
So, like, I understand. Now, tell me this, like, as is FFA only related to Heritage High School, or is it open to all FISD everywhere in Texas, or like is it only for your school?
No, it's everywhere in Texas. It's not
Okay.
just a Texas thing too, actually. It's
Okay.
like throughout all of the United States, there are different FFAs. You can be a part of your school's FFA.
Yeah. Okay. So your school is like one chapter of it then.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, nice. So like how many kids are part of your FFA in school?
Our FFA, I would say, is pretty small compared to some of the other schools because our school is more, I feel like our school is more involved with like the business and like academic aspect of it.
Mm,
But I would say, I don't know the exact count, I would say around 50 members we have.
not bad.
Yeah, it's
Somewhere
not too
to
bad.
start.
Yeah.
Somewhere to start. So very interesting thought when you like, probably it's because of all the demographic conditions also, like,
Yeah.
which plays a role
Mm-hmm.
in getting that
Yeah.
attention for FFA too, I believe.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
definitely part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So when did you join FFA?
I joined FFA last year,
Yeah.
but I was like told about it since freshman year.
Okay.
For me, I didn't know exactly what it was because
Okay.
nobody told me,
Okay.
which I think is also the reason why we don't have as many members as we would want because not many people know about FFA or what it does.
Yeah.
So I figured out like last year, I was like, maybe I'll just try it.
Yeah.
So I tried it, I loved it, so I decided to do it this year too.
So can you tell why people should join FFA?
I think people that are really into just anything agriculture industry related, which is a lot. Like I feel like it's an umbrella term because almost everything can fall into agriculture.
Yeah.
So if you're into food science or just livestock, animals, plants, anything relating to that is definitely something you'd want to be a part of FFA for. Because I feel like it also sets you up for a future job that you want.
Mm,
Like I learned so much from FFA and from showing a pig that I
yeah.
have like so much more information. It'll be so much easier for me to go into whatever field that I want to go into now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's definitely very beneficial.
In that way, right? Like,
Yeah.
and does it include organic farming also,
Yeah.
or is it only like, so are you promoting organic farming too in through FFA, or is it anything and everything?
It's kind of everything. They
Okay.
teach you a lot about like all the different types of like agriculture.
Yeah.
You can kind of just pick and choose what you're interested in,
Yeah.
and there's usually an event based off of that.
Okay.
So the one restriction is you have to be in one of the agriculture classes to do FFA.
Yeah.
And I think the reason for that is each class kind of sets you up for each event. So I'm taking at school right now, the agriculture classes I'm taking is vet med and animal science.
Mm.
So animal science would definitely help with like there's an event called like livestock evaluation.
Okay.
That definitely helps with that. Like they show you how to do all the stuff.
Okay.
So you can go to the event and compete and you know how to do everything.
Okay.
For vet med, I would say it sets you up for, the vet industry and all that stuff.
So listeners, you have heard this, right? Like if you want to pursue animal science and you want to get into like, probably like adventure, like safari kind of things too, this could be somewhere
Yeah,
useful,
definitely.
right? So very nice. So tell me about this too, like, apart from like taking care of the farm animals and all of it, like do they also teach in FFA the agricultural side of like, how do you take care of the plants, like, because US is big into corn,
Yeah.
the maize and like potatoes and all of these
Mhm.
things, right? Like, do they go through that science also, or is it like just
Yeah.
they do? Okay, very
There's
nice.
a class you can take at the CT center actually. I think it's just called horticulture.
Okay,
And there's a greenhouse at the CT center.
okay.
So they go in and they raise a bunch of plants and stuff. So it's definitely.
Oh, nice. Yeah, thank you for reminding me it's horticulture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So why do you think people should be supporting FFA? Like I understand
Yeah.
that, like yes, for education purposes it is good, right? But if somebody wants to donate money to it, like, what is that compulsive thing which you want to promote to them, saying, this is what you do, like, this is how you feel better by doing it. Like, what do you think is that factor?
For me, I feel like supporting the agriculture business itself is, I feel like it's very important, because that's where you get all of your like grocery food and like your meat and all of that stuff.
Right.
Without agriculture, you wouldn't have any of that stuff.
Yes.
Especially like farmers lately are having like a hard time, like
Now you're
growing,
hitting the spot. Okay.
yeah, growing crops and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
FFA definitely helps with that. It
Yeah.
kind of, I feel like it kind of helps people like really figure out what they want to do. Because
Right.
most people think about like farming and farmers and they're like, I don't want to do that. It seems very like, it's like a lot of
Outdated.
labor intensive,
Yes.
all that stuff. But there's
Yeah.
more to it. There's a lot more to the field. I feel like
Yeah.
people don't know that.
Yeah.
So
So tell us one factor which people generally do not know, and like, this can help them.
oh, it's hard to figure out. There's a lot of different factors.
Yeah.
For me, it's mostly like you see on like social media and like movies and stuff how
Right.
like farming and agriculture is supposed to be, and I don't think it's like that.
Oh, really?
There's like a very big technology aspect behind it as well.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
because lately there's a lot more like everything's becoming more advanced, right?
Yes.
So there's more people are using technology to help with their crops. I mean, you've seen like GMOs and stuff like that.
Right,
They're
right,
like
right.
modifying stuff.
Right.
It makes it easier.
Yeah.
So you can also be a part of the technology aspect of agriculture too. That's a thing that people don't know about as well.
Yes, yes. And you're absolutely right, because like farmers are struggling for sure.
Yeah.
And it almost like, because we are in such a fast paced life, we don't really value how certain things are coming to our plate,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So something like this would really help. And it's a awareness too.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
yeah. So when I'm seeing something on the product, I'm reading about like GMO and all, unless I have the curiosity, I don't know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, and certainly having that awareness from the childhood would make it stronger,
Yeah.
right? So what is that you're eating? What is that you should
Mm-hmm.
not be eating? What is synthetic? What is organic?
Yeah.
And all of these factors, like,
Mm-hmm.
so very nice, very nice. So, so your school does fundraising events and all of these for FFA?
Fundraising events, not exactly, but we do some volunteering stuff for like shows and stuff to help out.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So what kind of volunteering like people would be doing than like the way you are doing, or like is there more than that?
I don't know exactly, but there's different events. Like I volunteered for something called like the Louisville Western Day.
Okay.
And so it's kind of just like a fun like festival thing. I was there like selling tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
So that definitely that raises money for FFA and like specifically FABC. It stands for the man, I can't remember.
That's okay.
Yeah. But it's a part of our like animal showing program specifically.
Okay.
It helps us, raise money to get more animals, to get more like people involved in it,
Yeah.
to kind of strengthen the entire organization, stuff like that. It's very helpful. And it also helps us get money back in return, because raising an animal is very expensive. We have to buy our own animal, buy the feed, buy basically everything ourselves. So
So tell us, like, how much does it cost to raise an animal? Ballpark.
It's really expensive.
Really expensively, yeah.
I would
But
say,
maybe that is the reason why you need some.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, my pig itself was $600, which actually is not that much compared to how much some other people have spent. I know people who've spent over $1,000 on a pig.
Wow.
But in total, I don't know exactly, but I would say definitely over $1,000 I've spent with all the supplies and the pig itself. It's
But
very
it's an
expensive.
investment, right?
Yeah, it's an investment.
So you will get the money back.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
But it depends how much money you get. Usually people don't make as much money as they spent.
Yeah.
Which, it makes sense, but Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still very
yeah,
expensive.
very
Yeah.
expensive.
Mhm.
But this is more or less like, a long-term investment, right? Like you're learning.
Yeah.
It's a practical
Mhm.
education, more or less,
Yeah.
right?
I've learned a lot
Yeah,
from showing an animal than I would in like any just normal class or anything. The
correct.
hands-on experience definitely it makes it so much better.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah. I actually remembered FABC stands for Frisco Agriculture Buyers Club.
Okay,
So yeah, those are the people that will when you make sale, they buy your pig off of you.
okay, okay. Yeah, nice. So, tell me more, Harshini, like, about how much do you love this? Like,
I don't know, being with like at least my pig, it's very calming for me.
yeah,
I like spending time with him. I like doing all the stuff like cleaning up after him. Most people would hate it. Like
yeah,
being in a barn, like yeah, it smells really bad. It's
yeah,
very dirty. It's very hands-on, but it's something I really like doing.
yeah.
It's really fun. Like seeing the progress, seeing how like they grow and all that stuff.
It gives you a lot of
Yeah,
satisfaction.
it's very satisfying seeing
Y-
like people like coming up to you and complimenting your animal like, "Oh, that pig looks really good." Like makes me feel good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's awesome.
Mhm.
And like, it's also a stress buster, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going,
Yeah.
yeah,
In some ways, sometimes it can be still very stressful.
you're right.
Like there's a lot that can go wrong there
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Like I feel like that's also important to say.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
please.
always, yeah, there's not always like it's not always completely good.
Yeah,
Like there's a lot of problems that can happen. Like for me, I had a pig before I got Arthur. His name
okay,
was Bjork,
okay.
and he had a respiratory infection. So
Oh,
I took care of him. He was very sick. So I was the one administering shots, like giving him medication. He didn't make it. He passed away.
oh, I'm
So
sorry.
that's another thing
Yeah,
that's like it's very hard, but it's like once you learn how to overcome it, it gets better.
yeah,
And yeah,
yeah,
it's a lot of like it's very like dirty
yeah,
going in there.
yeah,
There's lots of gross stuff that you have to deal with as well.
yeah.
So there's a lot of
Harshini, I know, like me, you're also from India and Asian descendant, right? Like,
Mhm.
I want to ask you this, like when you were joining FFA and you started like, taking care of the pig from the culture background we come from,
Mhm.
pig is used in a different connotation, right? So how did your parents react to it? How did they like it?
They were definitely shocked. Like they were not expecting pig out of everything
Yeah,
because there's a lot of different animals you can pick from.
yeah,
Like
like goat and
yeah, so there's you can do cows, cattle, you could do sheep, goats, and pigs,
yeah,
and rabbits as well.
yeah, yeah,
So they
yeah,
were like, "Why did you choose pig? Why didn't you choose like something else?" And I was like, honestly, for me, pig was not my first option.
yeah,
I actually wanted to do goats because I thought they were cute, but I missed the meeting.
yeah.
And the last meeting was for pigs, and I was like, I want to show something. So I just decided pig and actually love it so much, and I love pigs now.
Oh yeah.
So it's great, yeah.
So how do your parents react to it? Like, do they now okay with it, or like they're coming to the farm with you, or like how do
Yeah.
they take it?
At first, they did not want to come to the barn with me at all. Like my mom, even now, like she doesn't really like being in the barn.
Yeah,
But everyone loves my pig now.
yeah,
Like my dad, he feeds my pig in the morning sometimes and I can't.
yeah,
So he loves like spending time with the pig, like even like cleaning up his poop, like
yeah,
cleaning out the shavings, feeding him.
yeah,
Like it's all like he likes doing it. I feel like it's at some point it's very enjoyable once you start like connecting with the animal.
yeah,
It's nice.
yeah. Nice.
For me, for like joining FFA in general, for me, I didn't know what it was going to be like when I first started, but it's such a nice like community that you end up building for yourself.
Very nice.
Everyone in FFA is so nice and they're so respectful and they help you out a lot even if they're your competitors like going against you, they'll still help you. They'll take time to really like go through everything with you. If you're new to it, they'll explain everything, especially with my like little pig community. Everyone helps each other out. If somebody can't go to feed one day, somebody else will take on the role. If somebody's sick and can't do like chores, somebody will do it for you.
Yeah.
Like they're super sweet people. I feel
Yeah.
like in other clubs, I take VPA as an example a lot because it's a big like chapter and it's very competitive.
The sense of community is high in
Yeah,
there.
for me, yeah, that's one of the main reasons why
That makes
FFA has
sense.
been so that yeah.
That makes sense. So, Archie, tell me about this. Like, what is that you're holding, and what is with
Yeah, it's just some pig decorations. That one I got as a birthday gift. It's a pig from Moana.
who's Moana?
It's like a Disney princess. The
Oh,
movie.
oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So, is it in like? I still am not able to relate this to the story. Like, how did she give you that gift? Like, why did she give you
Oh
that?
no, it was just a birthday gift from my dad's friend.
Oh,
It's-
nice,
yeah.
nice. Oh, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
So they all know. now.
Yeah. My pig is very popular now. Everyone knows about him. Everyone's always asking me like, "Oh, how's Arthur?" Like, I think everyone just learned to love him.
Very nice. So, from your experience in this 1 year or 1.5 year in FFA, did you come across anything funny with the animals? Something unusual about it, like
Yeah,
you want to share?
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one thing recently, actually, my friend taught his pig how to sit like a dog. It was really funny. I have like videos and stuff, super cute. And then we recently had our county show. So the 2 days that we were there, it was like a whole day event for 2 days. It was freezing cold over there.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And we weren't allowed to have heaters or heat lamps or anything. So a lot of the kids just ended up going into like their pig's pen and just sleeping with there because it's warm in there and the pigs are also warm.
Yeah.
So I did the same thing and my
You were
pig was just-
hugging the pig.
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's really heavy though, so my legs were like getting crushed, but it was so warm in there. It was really comfy.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That is funny actually. So how cold was it? Like about 20 degrees or something?
I don't know exactly, but it was freezing. Like we all had like layers on layers on and then like blankets and everything. It was still so cold.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cute actually. So
Yeah.
did people take pictures of you guys?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
our teachers actually got like a bunch of pictures of me and my friend. We're sleeping with them.
Yeah, probably you all should see those too, right? Like,
Yeah.
don't you think? Like, that's so cute. Just imagining, like, all the kids are sleeping with the
Mhm.
pigs. So, viewers, meet Harshini, who's part of FFA from Heritage High School, who's really enjoying being as taking care of the pig,
Mhm.
which is not like a bad word, like in actually the animal who is very cute. I've seen the pictures. So I hope like this interests you also, like, and thank you so much for sharing your time with us today.
Thank you for interviewing me.
No, it's my pleasure. I learned a lot. Now
Yeah.
I'm going to be asking a lot of questions off screen also. So thank you so much.
Of course.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
You too.
Thanks.